Hello everybody and welcome to this week's edition of In Her Words. We're celebrating and getting deep into the stories of iconic African and Nigerian women. These are pace setters, change makers, and they're women who are making us think about what it means to be African in the 21st century. I'm really excited to be sitting down with Chiney Ogwumike today. A very special privilege because you don't spend that much time on the continent.
I know, I try to be here at least twice a year, but when I'm here, it's always like a short amount of time.
Right.
But she's doing our relationship disservice because we are actually friends for a long time.
Exactly,
so this is no business. This is pleasure. I'm excited to be here.
Oh, great ball fake from Ogwumike. Tough move and scores it.
Gray up the floor. Gray rumbles in, fading away. No! Ogwumike denied. Another chance. It's good! Nneka Ogwumike puts it home.
What brings you to Nigeria this time around?
So I always come back to Nigeria because my family is primarily based in Abuja actually, but you know, we're from Imo State and my mom Anambra State. So I come back to see family, but as I've had a platform through sports, it's been very important for me to also give back because I actually studied abroad here in Nigeria. So when I was at Stanford University, I was an international relations major. And within that major, it said you must study abroad. And I was like, I don't feel like going to South America. I don't feel like going to Europe. Can I go somewhere? Is this a way I can steal time where I can not only see my family, but also fall back in love with my heritage, which I've always loved it, but you come back differently with different eyes as you grow older. So I spent 8 weeks here and I had a blast, and I again fell in love with not only the country, but then also the power of sports. So I had taken, advantage of all the greatness that American Opportunities has provided me with sports, going to Stanford University on scholarship, getting drafted to the WNBA eventually. But then I came back here and I found so many young girls that loved basketball as much as I loved it. And I was like, you know what? I have to do more. Yeah. They need to see, they can't feel like they're invisible or in a vacuum. They need to know that we see them and that they should keep pursuing their passions, largely because Africa is still a very patriarchal place. Yeah. We look down upon women or young girls that want to do other things. And so my alternate mission, besides coming back and seeing family and friends, is to try to empower young girls through education and more importantly through basketball. Growing up, I always tell people I'm a Nigerian American, I'm a Nigerian girl, even though I was born and raised in Houston, Texas. I'm a nerd. You know what the foundation for African families is? Education. And I'm an athlete, so I fell into basketball and fell in love with it. So along each one of those passions, I just said yes to opportunities. And I was sort of forced into that position just because basketball is such a physical game, despite what people think about women's basketball. Physical game where it's the best of the best, just banging and running and leaping and jumping and with high skill work, and it's cost a toll on me. I've had 2 major injuries, and in those down periods, those 2 years where I was recovering from injuries, I was like, okay, it was completely crystal clear that I can't play basketball forever. What else am I going to do with this platform? And so I started saying yes to opportunities that were tangential to me being in the WNBA and graduating Stanford University. One of those opportunities ended up being ESPN, Pac-12 networks, uninterrupted studios. So I started saying yes, and then I was building these relationships, and then all of a sudden it amounted into a national broadcasting career for ESPN and the WNBA's Players Association, and now going back with NBA Africa and starting our own foundation as Ogwumike Sisters.
I'm here with the MVP of the NBA Africa game.
Chiney Ogwumike, Suns power forward, WNBA All-Star, Stanford grad, and Vice President of the WNBA Players Association. Now that's important. Now,
how do you not allow all the noise because I feel like the noise is 100 times worse when you're a woman.
Oh my gosh.
Because it now comes to But as a woman, why did you want to be an athlete anyway? But as a woman, why did you make all these choices? You should have married, or your husband would be looking after you. You know, there's so much.
I hear that every day.
Right? So how did you move forward and come out on top?
When it came to the hardest periods of my life, you know, where my identity was pretty much consumed with being an athlete. You know, I was at Stanford and I wanted to be drafted #1, and I got drafted #1, and then I get to the WNBA and I want to prove myself, and I did that, but then injury hit. And that was the biggest adversity in my life. And that's where I started, you know, reevaluating my purpose and my platform. And as you mentioned, like, how did I make it through those periods where I was injured? Because it wasn't just once, it was twice. It was about 4 total years where I couldn't walk. I had to relearn how to walk, relearn how to run, relearn how to jump, relearn how to play the game of basketball. For 4 years, I was doing that because of those 2 injuries. And I think the #1 thing that helped me was positivity. Because a lot of times when things happen to you, a lot of people want to, I guess you can say, pity. Like, it's a different form of attention. And they want you to see that, okay, this is part of your narrative. Oh, I feel bad. You know, like, it's a good way to leverage, I guess you can say, a little bit of attention. I didn't want any of that. I wanted to be surrounded by positivity. I wanted people to know that, hey, when I'm going through this, that's not how you're gonna define me. You're gonna define me as the same person that just dealt with a tough situation. And then, so basically I closed myself off from the world.
I think a lot of us do sort of become hopeless looking at those who've migrated overseas, and there's so many opportunities, and we almost feel like, oh my gosh, if only I can go over, I can go abroad. And that's not everybody's calling, you know, and there's an exchange. Like you said, as much as stuff needs to flow in that direction, there's some people who are taking responsibility, like yourself, for information and opportunities to also flow in this direction. Yes. Chiney, you are the bomb.
I mean,
still say that in 2020.
We do. We can bring it back. You my sister from another mister.
Yes, exactly. This is what, and you know what? I really hope that one of the days I can sit down with both you and your sister.
Oh no!
Because I know that'll just be explosive.
It will, because you know that's when I become shy. Because she's let me tell you, she's the one. She knows how to put me in my place. Middle child. I'm a middle child. I'm up to no good.
I still don't buy it. I still don't buy it. This has been incredible. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
And
I'm proud of you too for everything you're doing.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Trying to make me blush. All right. Well, again, we're gonna keep following you on all your platforms. We're gonna keep following the Ogwumike Foundation.
Thank you.
As well as, of course, Chiney Ogwumike on social media, where we can be a part of your journey.
Thank you.
Let us know when it's match day.
Oh, let me tell you, if you find a 6'5", Niger man, just send them my way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The brothers, they're watching too.
Okay,
they're
see.
watching too.
We'll see.
Exactly. As long as they're ready for a strong black woman.
I think they're ready.
That's the only way we serve them over here. Guys, these snacks have not been props. We're going to get into a little bit of nibble time. Yay. But until next time, thank you so much for tuning in. This is In Her Words, and I look forward to having plenty more conversations with women just like Chiney from all different parts of society. Until next time, pow, pow. Bye, guys.
Great ball fake from Ogwumike. Tough move and scores it.
Gray up the floor. Gray rumbles in, fading away. No! Ogwumike denied.